I've had people ask me if you can write off animals on your taxes. And the answer is it depends. You actually can, in some circumstances, write off animals. So let's talk about what that looks like. If you're producing income from things like cattle, chickens, that kind of thing, obviously those animals are write-offs as long as that's a true business, right? Those animals can be written off on your taxes. But what about the barn cat? Can the barn cat be written off? Yeah, probably. If that barn cat is out there in that business and it's providing pest control so that the feed doesn't spoil, so those animals aren't getting sick because they have, feces in their food, then yeah, that barn cat can be written off. And you can write off the vet expenses for that barn cat and all that good stuff. Okay, when it comes to things like livestock guardian dogs, if those dogs are protecting those animals and that dog's not a pet, it's not inside, it's staying outside, it's living with the animals that it's protecting, that's a business expense. As long as those animals are being utilized in a business, okay, that is a business expense. So you can write those animals off on your taxes. I've also seen questions about things like security dogs. Can you write off security dogs? It depends on what you call a security dog, okay? If you have maybe a yard that you keep really expensive equipment on or something along those lines, and you have a dog that patrols that yard 24/7, that dog doesn't come home, it's not a pet, Fido doesn't sleep in bed with you, okay? It stays on that yard, and it's necessary to keep crime down, yes, you can write off that security animal. However, if you bring your pet to work with you and it runs around on the yard and maybe barks at some people, I don't think the IRS is going to buy that during an audit. Okay, so certain animals you can write off. All right, certain animals are write-offable, so to speak. Some animals, like Bexley here, who is not going to be photogenic today, he doesn't make money. Bexley doesn't make money. He's not a tax write-off, unfortunately. So some animals can be written off. Some animals cannot. It really depends on whether or not they're used in the business for a legitimate business reason, but let's not try to write off our pets. Okay, the IRS isn't going to go for that in an audit. So I hope that was helpful, and I'll see you guys next time.